Welcome back to the Garden Hutch. Today we discuss week 5 of 2023. Let's get going. Week 5 was interesting from a weather standpoint. Started off cool, and then we got a bunch of snow and ice for a few days. And then towards the end of the week, it turned off warm. Heading into week 6, it's supposed to be in the 60s with the lows in the 40s. So because of that, we went ahead and took the row covers off and we planted our salad beds. So let's start by taking a look at that. So let's start with taking the row covers down. It was really simple to do. All I did was we have just a plastic trash bag. I took all the clips off. We drug the plastic out into the yard. Leslie and I folded them up. It took less than, probably 5 minutes. And it all fits in just one 13-gallon trash bag. So we can keep that in the closet in the office. And when we need to pull it out, we can and just clip it up real fast. Down here we have the carrots, and what we're hoping is we put this on there to prevent the ice from freezing the ground, and it worked out really well. The ground is nice and wet. It is also nice and draining well. So what we're hoping is by the end of this week, this carrot bed will germinate. While we had the row covers on there, beans got in there and started playing, so there might be a few spots that don't come up because of cat paws. But let's look over here. So what we've done is I've planted these 2 beds with our salad greens, and then we put the onions up here because by the time the ground cherries go in up here, those onions will be long gone. We'll use those for spring onions. So down here what we've done is we direct sowed radishes here right before you get to the lettuce. On this side of it, I only put 4 lettuce plants per row, and I did that on both sides of it. And then in the middle we put our beets that we germinated inside. And then in this bed down here, we put 6 lettuces in each row. And I just want to see sort of how the spacing affects the growth on these. Last year, especially in the fall garden, I direct sowed them. So I went through and sort of thinned them out, that sort of thing. I didn't really have an idea of like the spacing whenever I start my own seeds. So this is going to be sort of a bit of a controlled experiment to see if we get more lettuce out of the 4. Obviously, if we can plant 6 in a row, that's going to work out better from like a space standpoint. One thing I did want to point out, and we'll go over this in our upcoming video series about how we're planting our gardens, but this row right here are carrots. They should be coming out usually by the end of May or early June. All of that will come out. So what I'm hoping to do is use this big long carrot bed in the summer to attract more pollinators. So now that the salad beds have been planted, it's time to begin our rotation. So heading into week 6, what we're gonna do is we will start 12 Butter Crunch, 12 of the black seeded Simpson. I will also start 24 beets, 24 onions, and then I'll start 12 mustard greens and 12 turnip greens. And what we'll do is we'll just kind of gradually progress through the top garden where we eventually end up to where we want all of the summer salad greens done. But because right now all the beds are prepped and ready to go and nothing's going to go in the actual garden until the end of April or early May, it's a good time to go ahead and stretch out, see how much lettuce we can grow early. It also kind of gives us a buffer in case we get like a freak freeze that'll come through. I've said this before, but nothing that we've planted in here is going to worry about anything, above 25 degrees. But if it does get like that freak freeze that comes through, where it's 20 degrees one night, we can put the row covers up off the primary salad beds. And then the other ones, we can just see what happens. If they get burned, they get burned, because we have the backups that are started in the greenhouse. And just as an aside here, like I said, we did have at least 1.5 inches cumulative of ice and sleet combined during the middle of this week. And you can see how resilient these greens are. We put these turnip greens in just to kind of see how they would do through the cold weather and such. We put them in 2 weeks ago. And admittedly, they're not growing as quickly as the greens that we start indoors in the greenhouse. But it's just something I wanted to show off because I'm constantly amazed at the resilience of these plants. Before I let you folks go, I did want to go ahead and point out that we do have our seed potatoes started. I've showed the indoor greenhouses, the small little cheap ones that we use in the windows. What we've done is we went ahead and just purchased our potatoes. We've got them in the bottom shelf of the indoor greenhouse, and the chitting process has already started, so we're excited about that. Those will go in the ground early March, so I wanted to throw it out there. Seed potatoes have hit your ranch stores. It's a good time to get them, just in case, you know, a lot of folks want to get out and try to grow some this year. With all that being said, I appreciate everyone who stayed here till the end. Until next time, I hope everyone takes care of themselves. Peace.